Oh, I see that. Well, how's everyone doing on a Friday? I'll be curious to know where everyone's from. I see we are two from California at least. I see some familiar names. So I'm going to be reading the chat. Feel free to interact there to tell you where you're from. If you have any question while I do the class, I will be looking there and trying to answer them as much as I can. Hi, Kathy from Texas. Hope everything's well there. Hi, Catherine from New York. Amazing. So excited to see you all today. So with the team, we thought it could be fun to kind of change and stop doing like a formal class on skin biology or skin microbiome like we usually do, and instead experiment something new and more about a class where I'm going to be sharing my tips about how, to get that like French Parisian kind of beauty look, because everyone always asks me like, how do French women, use makeup, do their hair, go out? So I'll just tell you what I've seen and learned by growing up in France, and we'll be starting from here. Oh, hi Jenny from Oregon, amazing. Hi Amanda from New York, great. So from Manhattan, amazing. I miss New York so much. I hope I can be back there soon. So, sorry, I'm at the same time admitting everyone in the room, so trying to do two jobs at once. Okay, so to start my beauty routine, I would say the way I like to do it, and that's also what I recommend to most of our people in our community when I do classes. Always go for the less is more, especially if you want to achieve that, like I would say, French effortless beauty look. Just a quick intro about me. So my name is Elsa. As I said, I was born and raised in Paris. My little story is that when I was 18 years old, I had what we call a toxic shock syndrome. It's a bacterial infection. And what happened to me is that I received a lot of antibiotic treatment that made my skin extremely sensitive. So I was actually really into makeup as a teenager, and my parents hated that at the time, I remember, but I never really used any skincare product until I got that sickness. And what happened is that after getting into antibiotic, my skin developed rosacea and became extremely dry. So I had to start using moisturizer, and I noticed that, for example, soaps or cleanser never did any good to my face. So I've always been extremely minimalist and very, very careful about what I would put on my skin. And growing up in France, what felt the most natural for me was always, to buy skincare at the French pharmacy. It was quite affordable, and I was using a lot of brand like La Roche-Posay, like very simple moisturizer with absolutely no fragrance. And I would say it's been like 20 years now that there was never a morning where I didn't apply a moisturizer on my face. Otherwise, my skin would just feel like so uncomfortable all day long. And I really developed a passion in understanding the skin, understanding beauty products. And that's why I studied biology and did my PhD in understanding how product, whether it's like sunscreen, retinoids, or other skincare product, interact and penetrate your skin. So it can sound very scary, but for both safety and efficacy of product, it's very important to understand. So I worked on that, and I worked at L'Oréal after that in France, where I was leading a lab who was evaluating all the skincare products that could go into the skin for like different, research purpose. But I wanted to make more of an impact. So I left L'Oréal, I left this large group to move to California and work with very small business in beauty and biotech until I discovered the skin microbiome. That is all those tiny microorganisms that you have living on your skin. And this topic fascinated me because unfortunately today, we are more than 70% of women who have sensitive skin, and this problem is increasing. And one of the reasons I believe is that we use way too many products, and products that are way too harsh for your skin. And having studied all those products under the microscope on your skin, I can see how damaging it can be for your skin barrier that is supposed to always be treated very gently. But unfortunately, all the ingredients, like very common ingredients that we find in products, are going to damage the skin barrier and also damage that living microorganism layer, the microbiome that is on your skin. So that's why I started my company, where what we do is that we research in understanding how the microbiome works, especially in women, and how we can do skincare that will be the most respectful of that layer, and how we can also understand better our microbiome to do even more innovation in the future. And that's how we became the first microbiome-friendly brand in the United States, and that we launched also a microbiome test to really understand the microbiome better, because today there's very little and limited research on that topic, especially for women with skin issues. And that's why we got really into it. So enough about that. Let's dip into the subject. And but I'm so passionate about it that I'll be happy to answer any question during the class. And we don't talk a lot about makeup. We always talk about skincare, what skincare product we should be using. And when it comes to makeup, it's a bit more blurry. I personally don't even know the ingredients that are in the makeup product I use. Like, we are all very, very careful about now the skincare we use. And if you're using the line, we are super minimal. All the ingredients are displayed up front, less than 5 ingredients, very easy to do the research. But when it go to, makeup and I put that lipstick, I have no idea what's in it. And I never have, the mentality, even myself, to search it. So I've always been looking, for texture that will be, very gentle for your skin and also very easy to remove, because you don't want to be using makeup that will force you to use a very harsh cleanser to get rid of it. That's one of the key principles for especially sensitive skin and respecting your microbiome, is building a routine that will be minimalist but efficient to give you the look you want to have, but also that will be easy to remove. So at night, when you take your makeup off, you don't have to use like 5 different cleansers to get rid of what you have on your face. So to start the day and the way I do my makeup, my beauty routine in the morning, first, I never wash my face in the morning, not even with our gentle cleanser. I don't wear any product at night except a moisturizer, so there's no reason for me to wash my face in the morning. I have more of a dry skin, so actually when I wake up, my skin tends to feel a bit tight. So there's really no need to clean. What I do like to do after showering is sometimes using, before to start my makeup routine, is a little water spray, like the thermal spring water from Aven. I'll just spray a little like that on my face. I really like those spring water to start your routine, because it's very rich into different minerals, and there's a lot of scientific publication about it that show how it's way more gentle and efficient for your skin than regular tap water. So that's my to-do to start. And after that, I will apply my moisturizing serum. For my skin type, I like to start with Start Over. That's the moisturizer. Actually, I created this formulation a few years ago, and since I have it from the lab, I've never been wearing anything else. With only 3 ingredients, it brings the efficacy like a moisturizer with like 20 plus ingredients will bring. So what I do, I like to do, if you've seen our facial yoga classes, there's one recording available. We do an exercise called the serum ceremony. It's a way to apply your moisturizer in the morning. It's a nice little ritual. So usually I apply 3 to 4 drops to start. And then I like to gently pat it into my face. And I always go from the bottom to the top of my face. And I try to really insist in the dry area, like my cheek. Oh, Jenny and Katy, yeah, it's from Aven. It's the thermal spring water. I don't know, Millie, if you have the reference, if you can share it or share the name. The Aven thermal spring water. If you're in Europe, it's way cheaper than buying it in the US, but it's a really nice. So I always start with my moisturizer, and sometimes I like to wear quite a lot, like just to make sure my skin is super moisturized. I hate having any dry patches. So right now we have a heat wave in San Francisco, so I have no dryness issue. But if my skin feels a bit dry and that I feel like my everyday start over is not enough, I like to apply just less than 1 drop of the Bio Restore on my dry patch. So usually I have a dry patch around the cheek area, especially in winter, or if I travel to New York, for example, in the winter, often my skin will change a lot with dry weather. So I just apply like that, less than a little drop, and also to not forget the neck and the upper chest. So that's the only beauty routine I use to start with. And of course, do not forget your SPF, even if it's the winter. I have so many customers that I talk to explain to me how much, like, pigmentation issues they're having, like with dark spot, whether it's because of acne scarring, hormonal changes, sun exposure. But trust me, the key to that is really to make sure you have a broad spectrum SPF and that you apply it every morning before your makeup. So the way I recommend to do your routine before the makeup is optionally to do a bit of thermal spring water. You then apply your moisturizing serum. After that, after it sits, you then apply your SPF and then you do your makeup routine. My personal favorite SPF right now is 11 by Venus Williams. It's an SPF 35. I really like to use it because it has an oily texture, no fragrance. I don't like fragrance in product. And with my skin type that it's a bit dry, it really doesn't bring that dryness that some SPF can bring. It really feels like another skincare product. So it's very nice. And it's adapted for all skin tone. So even if you have a dark skin, brown skin, it will be adapted to it. I will apply a bit now, but it's good for all skin type. If you want a higher protection, I recommend the SPF 50 from a Pipette, and it's a very affordable SPF that's also for children and babies. So if you have kids, it's also very good. That's what I use on my son, who's actually turning 1 tomorrow. So not a baby anymore, he's a toddler now. But that's it. So thermal spring water from Aven, moisturizing serum. If you have dry skin, I would recommend start over, and if needed, a few drops of Bio Restore. If you have more, I would say acne prone, combination, oily skin, go for Haute Power. It's amazing for younger complexion and for anyone who's a bit worried of breaking out. It's an amazing moisturizer that has a drier finish than the start over. So that's what I did. And as an SPF, the 11 by Venus Williams. Pipette is also a good option. I also like Coats Skincare. They have an SPF 40 for sensitive skin with no preservative that is really, really nice. And then when it comes to makeup, the one makeup product, I don't know if you will guess it or not, but try to guess what is the first makeup product I started wearing when I was 13 years old. Yes, 13, 1-3. And I never stopped wearing it since the first day I discovered it. I don't know if you have any idea, but I was a teenager. I was really complex. No, how we say complex? Maybe it doesn't mean anything in English. Like, let's say I was not feeling good in my skin. I had a little acne. I had like dark circle, and I was really not happy about that. So it's not a foundation, but it was actually not far. It was a concealer. So that's the first makeup product I ever bought because my mom was using no product except lipstick. So I could not steal it from her. So I had to go to the department store to get some. And today it's still really the product. If there's only one product I can wear during the day, it will always be a little foundation. Two types of concealer I like. I like the RMS Beauty one. And I recently discovered one that is very interesting from Monica Blunder. I found it at this one at Onda Beauty, and RMS, I found it at Credo. What I like about the Monica Blunder is that it's not dry at all, and it's actually pretty large, and they call it a foundation. So actually, I completely stopped using foundation, but this one is interesting if you want to spread a bit more than just under your eyes or any area you want to you want to cover. So if we do the Monica blender, so when I still have a bit of, you know, oil from the moisturizing serum, the SPF, I like to apply on top of that a little of the concealer foundation balm, just like that. And this one really, sorry about that. I just apply it like this. And on any area, I also wish to cover. And usually, as I have a bit rosacea, especially on the left part of my face, I like to put a bit of foundation, like I would say concealer here. But for me, that's it. And I used to do liquid foundation, but actually I realized that that the liquid foundation is drying out my nose, and during the day, like especially when I do a photo shoot or like I have a very important day, if I put that liquid foundation all over after a few hours, it will just create a very weird texture that is not really appealing. So I stopped, and I realized actually just using a bit of like concealer balm, whether it's like RMS, Monica blender, is really, really nice. Oh, Cathy, glad to hear you also like the Monica blender. Yeah, it's a really good product, and it lasts really long. Like I got this one in November, and it still like looks completely full, and I've been using it almost every day. So it's really great. However, one product I really like to use to really finish my my complexion is a powder foundation, and I've been using the Bare Mineral since I'm maybe like 20 years old. So for like over 15 years old, I love it because for my skin tone, I found the perfect coverage, and with just a little, it actually acts as well as a very heavy foundation. It really will help, you know, to fade a bit and anything I want to hide from my face, and it makes my my face really, really homogeneous. So the way I use the powder, and I recommend to wait a few minutes after doing the foundation and before to start the powder, because if you do it right away, it's going to create a weird texture. So you want to really let the foundation, the concealer melt into your face with the oil. And when you feel it's seated, that it's a bit drier, then you can do the powder step. So this is how I created the way I use those loose powder. I don't know if we have a makeup artist, maybe they'll have a better tip, but the way I do is that I always like to put a little of powder on the top of on the cover, and then I just use like a large brush, like a kabuki brush or any like blush or foundation brush, and I just spread it like that. I spread it here to make sure it's not too much, and then I apply it all over my face. And that's it. And the coverage like that is really, really good. And to give a bit more, I would say, of like shades to my face, I always like to use a bronzer as well. Yes, that was the Bare Mineral Powders Foundation, you know, the original one, the one they launched maybe 20 years ago. I don't remember when. I use the light 08 color, and it's for me, like I've tried clean bronze, you know, to try to replace it, but nothing matched the efficacy of that one. So I've been using it for like so long. And I use a bronzer Lawless Beauty that I think I found at Sephora or a place like that. Honestly, I bought this one quite randomly. Like if I find a color I like, I would get it. I'm not very difficult on the bronzer. I've tried a lot of different brands, and I never buy twice the same. I often change, but this one is nice. So you see, I'm almost running out of it. So with the same brush, actually, I just tap it here, and then I apply a bit all over my face. What I like is always choosing like the concealer and powder foundation that are like matching exactly my skin tone. So sometimes it looks then a bit lighter than my actual skin tone, but that's why I like to put a bronzer on top, so it looks closer to to my real skin tone, but I would say I won't look as tired. It gives me a little more energy into the face. I really like using a bronzer. It's I think it's great. I look much better when I do that. I don't do that always, but sometimes I like to use a little blush. And actually, I'm friend with the founder of this new makeup brand called Minori, and she kindly gifted me this little balm. So to be totally transparent with you, I don't like to use balmish makeup after my concealer. Then I only like powder, but I tried that one and I really liked it because actually the finish feels very powdery. It's not like sticky, like you put some lipstick on your cheek. So this one is really nice, and she has like this coral color that is super cute. And so sometimes I like to apply a little, just like that, a little touch on my cheek. And that's the part for the complexion. For me, having like a well-done complexion is like the base of like any makeup routine. Very often I have friends with their makeup routine, like if they have like a wedding or like an important day. I love doing the makeup of friends, and I would always start by making sure like that their complexion is perfect, that they feel good about it. And before going into the eyes or lips or over detail, for me, I need to make sure that that part is perfectly executed before moving forward. So finding the product with the right, color tone for your skin tone and texture that will fit your skin is important. But I feel like even if you have more of an oily skin, starting first with a moisturizer that will really sit on your face and not create like a sticky, weird texture. And then moving forward with like just a few minimal steps. And a lot of people actually don't need powder. I know a lot of makeup artists never use any, powder like bare minerals. I personally don't like when my face shines a little. That's why I like the powder a lot, but maybe that's a part you can even skip. If you don't like powder for foundation, there's this bronzer I got from Vapor. It's actually a bronzer balm. So I've tried it a few times. It's interesting. It's not bad. It's just, I'm so used to the powder that for me, it was a bit weird to change to the bronzer, but basically the store associate at Credo showed me how to use it, and you just apply a bit like that. So it's, you can, if you're into contouring, I guess that's the kind of product you can use, but you can, for example, apply a bit like that, and it will create like little, and it's interesting because even if the color looks like much darker than my skin tone, it's actually, the finish is actually quite natural. So it's a very interesting product. What I don't like is that there's a bit of fragrance in it, so that bothers me a little because I really don't like fragrance into product. So that's the only thing. Well, I look now very tan, but that's okay. Just apply a bit more powder. So that's for the complexion. And then my advice, I would say, especially if you like the look of like a French, hit girls, I would say what I've noticed, and I see it every time I go back to Paris, is that in France, women don't wear a lot of makeup at all. Actually, most of my friends, they don't even wear any foundation or concealer. They would just wear maybe a very nice lipstick and a little of mascara, and that's it. So it's really a mindset about the less is more. And one thing I stopped doing is, for example, to use a lot of like color eyeshadow. I used to do that, but now I'm like, I feel like we have to choose. Either you choose like to go strong on your lip or go strong on your eyes. Like if you like those, how we call it, like those shadow eyes, like very, like with very dark color, it can be beautiful, when it's well done. But if you do that plus the lipstick, it can feel a little heavy. Of course, not for everyone. And some people do it beautifully, but when I look in France in how we do makeup, usually you choose between either going strong on your eyes or strong on your lip, but I would not recommend doing both. However, I have some little tip, and I managed to adjust my beauty routine so it looks like I'm not wearing any eyeshadow and I can go stronger on the lip while still looking, having some makeup if I'm going out at night. One product I discovered recently is the highlighter. And I love that. And I've tried a lot of different forms. And I feel like adding highlighter to your beauty routine after you've done your complexion is a really, really nice touch that really with just one product you can use for a bit your cheek, your eyes. It's really nice and give a really nice little glow. So there are different type of highlighters. The first one I used that was recommended by the makeup artist Katie Dino. We did a live together last year and she showed me how to use that. It was super nice. It's this color, I think is called Starstruck. So it's like a rose gold. I love rose gold color. So that looks like a rose gold. But I've tried different brands. I got the Westman Atelier one. That between us, I was a bit disappointed of. It was a bit expensive and the texture was actually super sticky. But it's a beautiful color like that. I also got, I have the Exa from Credo that have this deeper rose gold color that is quite nice. This tint is a BFF. So you see, I used a lot. And I got this one from Inori from my friend that is champagne. That is super nice. And this one doesn't have any sticky finish when you use it. So it's pretty nice. So I'm going to show you first, maybe with the powder, with the Ilia. What I do is that I use a simple eye brush, makeup brush. And I use it here. And then I just apply a little like that on the top of my cheek. You can also do it with your finger if you're more of a fingertip person. I love to use brush, so that's why. And then my trick is that I don't use any eyeshadow, but I do like to use a bit of highlighter as an eyeshadow. So the color stays quite connected to the rest of your complexion. And what's nice is about those highlighter, I think it's suitable for any skin tone and it exists in a lot of different variations. So you can really find the one that fits you the best. So you see a little of highlighter like that. If I want to go deeper, because let's say, for example, I'm going out, I noticed actually that I like coral color, like the one from the blush from Minori, and I apply a little touch on the top of my eye. And you see it looks, it's a little color, but it still stays close to my skin color. It stays very natural, very earthy, and I like that. So after I've done my complexion, like concealer, bare mineral powder, bronzer, a bit of blush, that's when I do the highlighter. After that, that's when I go for my, my eyelash. And one thing I've been using same since I'm a teenager is, I don't know how you call that in English. If someone knows the name, I'd love to know. In French, it's a recourbeur de cils. And it's something that's really great because when you use that, you actually don't need to use a lot of mascara. So I like to use it when I have no mascara at all on my eyes. And you just do like that. And I wait a few seconds like this. I do the same on the other eyes. So that's something I do more when if I go out at night, like that I have like an important date or something. And then I use my mascara. My favorite one is the Ilia, a classic. I've been using it for like 2 years now. It's amazing because it's with just like 1 or 2 layers. It stays all day long. It's a clean mascara. And the trick is that this one is really, really easy to remove with a gentle makeup remover. Because if you go for mascara that are like waterproof and everything, the issue is that they can be really, really tough to remove. And then that's when you need to use a lot of different cleanser and that you can irritate a bit your skin. So this one is actually super nice. And I just apply a little like that. And I like to put a bit at the bottom as well. If I'm doing a photo shoot, one thing I like to do before the mascara is to apply a bit of eyeliner. It's really not something I use every day. I use it only if I'm doing picture or video because it it brings, I feel like, a deeper look into my face, but I would do a very, very fine line that you would barely see, that will just look like as if I had maybe a bit more mascara. Well, I've never done it in a video, so let's see. Well, I won't really. I'm a bit scared to do it like that and to ruin all the makeup, but that's what. So the brand of that eyeliner, I found it at a store called Blue Mercury. It was a week before I gave birth and I wanted to treat myself. It's called Loon Plus Aster. But honestly, on the eyeliner, I bought a lot of different brands, even, you know, cheap one from like Walgreens. It's fine. What I recommend, what I like is always to find a pencil that is like that. That's what I really like. And that's not always easy to find. And that brand, that exact shape. And I feel if you want to do like a very fine line, it's for non-pro like me, it's the easiest to use. And my tip is really to apply it very, very close to your eyelashes. Yeah, like that. If I want to have even more mascara on my face, like another mascara I like to use. So I've just got the new Ilia. They launched a new mascara, but I would not recommend it because it's much harder to actually remove it with a gentle makeup remover. But the finish is quite mind-blowing. So I will show you. So if you want to use that one, I would recommend to avoid any mess, because if you start with that one, for me, it was a big mess. It's very heavy. You see, it's a huge brush. So I recommend to do first layer of the classic Ilia or your everyday mascara. And then if you have like a special night, I go out. It's called the Fullest Volumizing Mascara. So make sure you don't have too much on your brush, because trust me, it's high in delivery, that one. And I just apply a little layer like that, and it's, yeah. And you see the finish is wow, it's a lot. One thing I like to do, same that I don't do every day, but I like to do for like photo shoot, or if I have like a party, is to do my eyebrow. So first, I used to go a lot to the Bobbi Brown store, or like the Bobbi Brown, they would always give me a lot. I don't know if you had the same, like of those little brush like that for eyebrows. So I always use just a simple brush to, I don't know how to say, like to comb my eyebrow that are a bit messy. And one thing of the French girl, I would say, is that we don't do our eyebrows so much. So I never do my eyebrow. Like, it's very rare. I don't like thread them or anything. I just keep them natural, but I like to use sometimes some makeup. And then I apply some, I love eyebrow mascara. And I discovered that when I had my makeup done by makeup artists, they would do my eyebrow. And I really like how intense your eyes are when your eyebrow are done. So I love the Bobbi Brown eyebrow mascara, but I lost it. So I actually got this one at Walgreens from Maybelline. It was actually not bad at all. And I like to use a color that is a bit darker than my natural color. So here it's a light brown. And then I would just apply. The secret is to really not apply too much, like that. And that's it. I wait a little and then I brush them again, just to homogenize a bit the mascara. And that's it. And the finish is quite nice. Last part of the makeup routine, usually, like if it's the morning, that's when I go get breakfast and everything, so the makeup can really sit. And after washing my teeth, that's when I do my my lipstick. It's really the really last thing. If it's for every day and I want to have like natural lipstick, but I've noticed that even if I want my lip to be natural, to have like just a very natural shade can look very nice. And I have, my lips are dry, but I actually never use a balm. But if you need a lip balm, I like the pipette one. Actually, it's quite nice. You just you can use it even for your face or your body. And just apply it like that. But what I discovered are the lipstick that are lip balm, and those are the most amazing because you don't even need a lip balm. You can simply use those lip balm lipstick. So this one is from Vapor Beauty and it's called Lip Nectar. And it's really nice because it doesn't have any dry finish, and you can see it from the texture, you know, like it's a bit shiny. So you can see that it's very, very moisturizing. I'm going to remove actually the balm I put before because it's going to be too many layers on my lip. And this color is actually, looks almost like my natural lip color. So it doesn't look like I'm wearing any lipstick, but actually my lips looks more homogeneous, which I like if I have like a meeting or something. It looks a bit more clean. But because I'm French, I do love lipstick. And I can show you a bit of different shape I like to use. I recently, since the pandemic is a bit better and that I start going out a bit more, I started investing in lipstick again. So I've been trying a few. So a few of the one I have right now that are pretty nice. I have one from the brand Ene that I discovered at Credo. I was looking for a shade that would not be like pink or red. I wanted more like a brown mascara. And this one had this quite nice color. And also this one is a bit like a lip balm. So even if it's more color, it's actually, you don't need a lip balm with that one. It's moisturizing at the same time. So you see. And that's it. I don't put any lip, how we call that, lip pen, lip pencil, like just for me, it's really just the lipstick like that. And that's enough. Thank you. So this color is called Intrigue. I don't know how you say in English. Intrigue. It's really nice. Very good brand. This one and Vapor are really my favorite if you love those very moisturizing lipstick. But I found one from Cosas that is a bit more intense, but that I don't use so much actually because I feel like it's a bit too colored for me. So this tint is called Fringe, and you'll see the same kind of brownish tone, but you see, we see it. We see it much more. So usually what I do if I wear that one is that I will remove it a little and then maybe add a bit of lip balm on top of it just to melt it better, like just to help with the spread. So it looks like that. It's quite nice. But I will finish with another color that I got recently. That's actually my, I told you my mom, she used no makeup, but she only buys lipstick from time to time. And she came to visit me in San Francisco for the holiday. And she gave me a lipstick. She actually bought for herself, but she wanted me to have it. So very nice of her. And it's a Chanel lipstick. I think she got it at Paris airport. And I really like that color. It's very nice because it's also not too pink red, but add this kind of fruity touch that is really beautiful. Like that. So very, very nice color. So I'll keep that one in honor of my mom. I'll just do some little correction. And that's it. That's what I would do for my makeup. Like, and that's more for me, more heavy makeup right now. Like if I have like if I'm going out like for dinner, for like a special evening, that's what I would be doing. So I would be doing first my complexion with concealer, powder foundation, bronzer, a bit of blush. Then my eyes as simply as with, what did I use? A highlighter or a bit of the blush I used as an eyeshadow, that's it. For my eyes, I would be using the Ilia mascara normally. And if I have like a special day or a photo shoot, I would be doing a bit of eyeliner like you've seen, and also do the eye curler, if I remember correctly the name, or eyelash curler. And with a bit of Ilia volumizing mascara to finish. And then depending if I want like more like a natural lipstick or something a bit more intense, like this one, that's what I do. But to finish, let's talk about hair, because I would say in France, one thing that French women don't do is that we never do our hair. We always keep them natural. So I just washed them this morning, actually, for you. I wash my hair twice a week, and I thought, oh, it's a good day to wash my hair as I have the masterclass. But I let them hair dry, and I just use a bit of hair dryer at the end because I have a very dense hair. So just to make sure like the roots are not wet, but that's it. But I don't do any styling or anything. I used to do, you know, like the, how we call that, like to use like a hair straightener, but now I totally stop. So I just keep them natural. What I like to do, sometimes I just do a braid, you know, for going to bed or during the day before I go out, just to give them some little waves. But that's it. And that's all I do. And if you look at, you know, French actresses or French influencers, you'll notice like Jeanne Damas or over, they always leave their hair very natural. We don't really blow dry them or anything. It's very rare. And I like to keep my hair natural. I'm really, really used to that. But one thing I love is earrings. I love wearing earrings. So if I have like a big night out, I love to hear like more like statement earring, like those one. That I haven't been wearing much in the pandemic, to be honest. I haven't been out that much, but that's the kind of earrings I like to use. You know, you can wear like just a simple outfit, like same. In France, usually we'll wear like just a simple shirt or even just a white tee with a jean and heels. I never wear tennis shoes. It's only unless I go to the gym, I always wear like ballet shoes or heels or boots. That's something. But then I like to wear like a simple jean, like high-rise jean with like a white shirt or a white tee, and that's it. And nice earring like that. Other type of earrings I like to wear for every day, or like the little loop. I've been wearing this kind of earrings since I was very little. Actually, it's funny because I wanted to get my ear pierced when I was, I think, 10 years old, and my grandmother was really against it. She was French, she was very strict, and she made me sign a contract that she was okay that I would get my ear pierced, but I was not allowed to wear any like statement earring until before I would turn like 21, knowing that in France the majority is 18, not 21, but it used to be 21. So she was really old school. That was funny. So I always loved earrings. Of course, the months after I got my ear pierced, I was wearing statement earring, but that's another story. So I love wearing just little loops like that. I love the gold color when it for the hair. That's oh, sorry, I have a hard time closing that one. What's going on? Oh, it looks like it's a bit much. No, that's it. Oh, no, it doesn't want to close. That's okay. You know, I have another loop pair here. Let's use that one. Actually, the one I'm going to wear, I got them from the brand Mejury. Maybe you've heard about it. I think it's Canadian or American, and it's they are very nice, simple gold earrings and bracelets. I'm allergic to metal, so that's why I have to always wear like plain gold or plain silver jewels. Otherwise, I have allergic reaction. So very nice, and I love to wear some necklace, and now especially it's a big trend, you know, to wear like a few chains together. I think it's beautiful. So one of my favorite one, I like to mix like vintage jewels I have with like family jewels or anyone I have, like, you know, that I even buy, you know, for like at the cheap store. So this one is actually the birth medal of my other grandmother called Simone. She unfortunately passed away last year, and I inherited from her birth medal. So I like to wear it. So like that, I feel like she's close to me. And I like to mix it with like, this one is another plated gold chain I have that I bought in LA when I was traveling actually for the company. I like that that style, you know, together. And you can even go heavier. And I mean, for that, you know, you can really, anything you like, you know, you can just put them together. I think if you wear like, you know, a simple short like I do, it will never look bad. I like that one with a little white pearl that I think is a very cheap necklace I got, but that looks really nice. So like that, and that's it. And like that, I'm ready to go out, do an interview, do a photo shoot. That's my my makeup routine. I hope you've enjoyed it. And well, at night, when I need to remove makeup, what I like to use is our gentle cleanser. I use a Begin Again one that is made mostly of avocado oil. What I do is that I just put a few pumps into the palm of my hand. And my tip is to add a bit of water and to mix it, and then to apply it on my face. If I have more makeup on my eye, I apply a bit more cleanser on my eyes. What's nice is that because it's a very gentle cleanser with only a tiny amount of emulsifier, it should not normally irritate the eyes at all. So that's pretty nice. And then that's it. I apply a bit of Avent thermal spring water after I clean my face, and some moisturizing serum, and that's it. I don't use any actives or treatment serum or anything. I just keep it very simple. I believe in a good moisturizer, a good SPF, and a gentle cleanser should be enough for your beauty routine. Yes, I massage the cleanser. So I apply it into my palm. I add a little of water because it's a very concentrated cleanser in avocado, and then I apply it and I massage it, and I really massage well the eye area where I have a lot of makeup, and also the cheek where I have the SPF. And then I apply water, and I continue to massage with more water to really emulsify and get rid of everything. If I've been very heavy on the makeup like today, I like to use a warm washcloth then to really rinse well the cleanser. If I don't have a lot of makeup on my face, usually just water is enough. It really depends how heavy I was on the beauty routine. I know some users who have more, let's say, acne-prone skin or very oily skin. They like to double clean, and then after the gentle cleanser, use more like a water-based cleanser. It's not something I personally recommend, but if you feel your skin needs to be like extra clean and a bit stripped, that's what some customers have been doing, and it's been working very well for them. So that's what matters. I'll be around a few more minutes if you have any question. Thank you, Millie, for helping with the product references in the chat. If you're interested to try any of our products, we actually have a Valentine's sales going on until Monday, but I think we also have a special discount for the class attendee. If I remember well, I think the code is MERCY25. Thanks, Millie. Yeah. And you have exceptionally 25% off, which we do very, very rarely. It's only on Black Friday and when we do a special event like this one. So yeah, feel free like that to try the product. For those, I don't know if you're familiar, we've recently launched a microbiome test, a bit different, and you should not wear makeup when you do that one. It's a simple test where with a simple swab, just like a COVID test, you can discover all about the bacteria and the fungi that live on your skin, your microbiome, and also get personalized recommendations about the skincare ingredients, skincare product you should be using, and also superfood recommendations. So it's very, very exciting because you discover all your microbiome and also get those recommendations for your skin. I also offer exceptionally some 101 private consultation for the kit tester to help them understand their report or answer any question you have. So the kit is also on sale. You can use 25% of the kit with the code MERCI25. So that's this is it. Thank you so much for joining on a Friday evening or Friday morning, depending where you are in the world. It was really, really great to connect with you all. It was really fun to do a makeup class. I've never done that before, but I think we will do it again because it was great. So merci beaucoup and see you very soon. Bye bye. Bye Kelly, good to see you.